Hi, I'm Monica Bradford, and I'm here to show you how you can breathe new life into some of your older pocket products. Let's take a look. I have this older Project Life card that I want to repurpose in a new way. So I grabbed several washi tape colors that are similar in tone to the background of the card, and I'm going to layer them down the card in an ombre effect. Because they're the same color tone as the card, they will blend in because you can see through washi, so it will coordinate better with the base card that I'm using. Once you have all the tape added to your card, just wrap the edges around the back. If you have any overhang, you can use scissors to trim that off. I like to use Tim Holtz scissors because they are non-stick and so the washi tape doesn't stick to them, but really any scissors can be used. Now, as you can still see that white circle beneath my washi tape, and you can even see a little bit of the text. So we're going to place something on the card to cover up that area. I punched a scallop circle out of grid paper and a yellow circle, and I'm just going to place it inside that circle that's on the base card, and you will never know that there was words underneath that spot. Add a fun sticker, and you have a totally new pocket card that you can use in your scrapbooking. Same card, different process. First time we used coordinating colors with the background of the card. This time we're going to use a totally different color, but one that still goes with the aqua. I'm going to use some red washi tape, and it's going to be a little bit more of a monochromatic look, not quite so much of the ombre effect, and we're going to create a journaling card. Once again, you can still see that circle and the text through this washi tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, once again, that same card and then a spare grid card that I have, and I'm going to cut around that circle. So that will use up one of these cards that I won't be able to use again, but it gives me the correct size circle that I can add to my washi card. And then I'm going to just take a pen and draw around the edge just to give it a little bit of a finished look, and I will be able to write my journaling. One last quick tip, I have this card and I have some distress stain, and I'm going to recolor the card with the stain. Works best if you can use an ink that is similar in tone to what you already have printed on the card, and then you can continue to adapt the card once that ink has dried. Now, as you can still see that text through the card a little bit, but once we add some stamping and embellishments, it will hardly be noticeable. Just a few colorful enamel dots along the top and the bottom, and this card is complete. And there you have 3 brand new pocket products ready to use in your scrapbooking. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my tip. For more ideas on how you can use pocket products in your regular scrapbooking, join me for my new 4-week workshop, Scrapbooking Outside the Pocket, beginning on March 6th.
Hey everyone, Jennifer Wilson here for Big Picture Classes. Have you ever wondered how to more naturally combine pocket pages and layouts in your albums? Well, I'm here to share a tip that might revolutionize how you think about your scrapbook albums. Like so many of you, I'm a big fan of Stacy's Library of Memories concept, and I fully embraced it for quite a while. But when pocket pages arrived on the scene and I started to have more interest in creating really simple layouts with pockets, I started to get confused about how I wanted my library of albums to look. So what I did was combine the two approaches. I now like to keep chronological albums that are divided inside by the Library of Memories categories. So I use dividers to create sections within my albums for people I love, things we do, places we go, and all about us. When you embrace a non-chronological approach in the context of categories, as Stacy has taught us for so many years, it becomes more comfortable and natural to include pockets and layouts in the same album. So you'll often see me combining shorter, more everyday stories in pockets with more important, significant, and longer stories on my layouts all in one album. I hope you enjoyed that tip, and I also hope that you'll consider joining me for Before Your Story, my new workshop which begins February 27th. In Before Your Story, we'll be combining pocket pages and layouts to tell your birth to adulthood story simply and easily. I really hope to see you in class.
Hi guys, Stacy Julian here. I have a bit of a cold today, so I'm warning you that my tip might come out sounding a little bit nasally, but it is a good tip. I am one who really enjoys crafting or creating what I call inspired scrapbook stories. And this is an example of the kind of story I'm referring to, where the photos and the memorabilia and the story do not originate in the same time and place. In other words, I love the process whereby disparate pieces like photos, memorabilia, etc., details come together over time to help me both discover and then tell a story that is not a surface story, not very obvious, something that that I can curate, okay? And the very best tool that I have to help me in the process of telling these stories is something that I call an ideation file, okay? So my tip is for you to consider creating your own ideation file. An ideation file requires just a box or a bin. Mine is a mesh one right here, and it requires dividers, okay? And my dividers are made out of cardboard, covered in beautiful pattern paper. Each divider has a list attached to it, a topic I should say, and then a place where you can draft a list of potential ideas or seeds of potential stories. And your bin needs to be big enough to hold several different topics and lists, okay? And then behind each topic divider is where you can store, you can collect, gather, store photos and things that will become an inspired scrapbook story. So real quick, in January our topic has been seasons, and I have worked on a page that began in 1995 when I purchased this little piece of watercolor art that says, "My child, be a builder." And believe it or not, way back when I purchased this, I had the thought that it would be really cool someday to scrapbook a story that featured multiple photos taken over the years of my family and people in my family building snowmen. And look, here's another little piece of art that I purchased. Okay, and I am now at the point in my life where I'm telling that story. My family actually had a Christmas card photo taken this year where two of my children, who are not currently living at home, were represented by snowmen. Okay, and so it was this process of bringing together all of these, these photos and this original trigger and this most recent snowman photo that I have the opportunity of telling this story, which is this idea of the season that we've been in where my children have been builders and are and I'm tying it all together in with snowmen. So I don't even know how it's going to happen because it's in process downstairs, and I still have a few photos to pick up at Walgreens. But there's nothing that makes me more excited than being able to be involved in this kind of scrapbooking. If this is the kind of scrapbooking that you love to do, you might consider joining me in Inspired Scrapbooking. It is a class I'm currently teaching. It is a year-long class. It costs only $36 for the whole year, and we are using an ideation file, and we are working with 12 different topics to help us discover and tell really compelling and satisfying scrapbook stories. And I would love to see you there. If not, make your own ideation file. Bye.